You're listening to only the best internet radio station in the world. No, the universe.
Hello and welcome back to episode 3 of SOS Radio with Arnold the Alien, and thank you so much for tuning in. Well, look at us, episode 3. Very thankful for all my listeners. And I hope everyone is doing well. I hope, this week is going well for you. I hope great fortune has happened to all of you. And I'm very thankful for all of you listening in. Well, look, today, let me tell you about how I am feeling today. I am feeling very, very swell. Because I learned about the word swell. Yes, I learned about a word called swell, and I have not been able to not say swell every time I speak. I think it's just a beautiful word. It has so many meanings. It could mean, really great or really swag, swag. It could mean a swell in the sea. It's like a sea thing, or a swell of air, like a wind. It could also mean, when your leg swells, and not very good. But I think it's a wonderful word that should be brought back more, the word swell. But that's my piece of the day. Tell me in the comments if you want any words to be brought back, because let me tell you, that's a wonderful word. Well, yeah, swell. Well, look, I think we should get going. I think we should get started with this episode. Before we do, once again, reminder, we have a sponsor. Glorgan Tubes, Arnold 30% off Glorgan Tubes. All right, that's it. We'll speed through that. That's our only sponsor. If you want to sponsor us, feel free to. But that's the only sponsor we have right now. And let me tell you, it's a great sponsor I wouldn't want to say goodbye to at all, because I use Glorgan Tubes every single day. It's my morning routine. So Glorgan Tubes, check that out. All right, well, we're going to start right away. We've got a wonderful question. Hello, it says, Arnold the Alien, what are the best places to eat around Building 15? Oh, best places to eat. Well, let me tell you, I gotta be honest with you once again, I am an alien, so I don't have, exactly the same palate as a lot of you humans do, and that's okay. But I have been brought around to a couple of places by a few friends, and I gotta say, there's some good reviews I gotta give. Well, I discovered a thing called matcha. I love matcha. It's got the same kind of color as me, green. But I love matcha, and there's a wonderful place called Matcha Ya. That's not too far away. I think it's towards Haymarket. I might be wrong. Good matcha, decent prices. If you want to go there, go there. I also discovered near, I think it's the Darling Harbour, Haymarket region. Marrickville Pork Roll. I mean, I haven't been to Marrickville, and I'm very surprised that Marrickville, is just is in Darling Harbour. It's a very tiny suburb, it seems. Marrickville Pork Roll. Because I was like, I'm just confused. I was like, I thought this is Darling Harbour, but it says Marrickville, so it must be a very small. Maybe that shop is Marrickville. I might be wrong. I might be very wrong. But Marrickville Pork Roll, it's a good, decent price. I think it's like $10-11 for a pork roll. I could be wrong. And that's a good, hearty meal. I heard that's a very university thing to do, is go to a pork roll place. So check that place out. I would totally recommend that. I also went to a place called Japanon. Japanon was alright. It's a bit pricey, and it's okay. I wouldn't fully recommend it, but it's close to Building 15. I think it's one of the close, real good eateries near Building 15. But you can check it out. But I think you can't go on with Woolies. If you're low on cash, I know this isn't probably a big recommendation, but Woolies is fine. Woolies is good. You can get some good sandwiches. I got a mixed triple chicken sandwich. You got like 3 chicken sandwich thins, like half a chicken sandwich. It's great. You know what? Look, there's not too much for me to say. I'm an alien, so I don't really eat too much. I eat other things. But those are the places that I know are nearby. You can definitely check out. All right, we're gonna move on. We're gonna move on, and we're gonna move on to a very important question, a very strong question. And thank you for coming and giving me this question. How do you deal with a boring group that doesn't want to do anything creative, but without being bossy or domineering. Ooh, that's a tough situation. I'm sure that's a very tough situation. And once again, as stated in other episodes, these are hard situations that a lot of BCII students go through. Is these group dynamics and how to navigate these group dynamics. Well, look, this is hard. This is very hard. I think you don't want to be bossy. You don't want to be domineering. I guess you don't want to be combative. I get that. Whew, how can you change them? How can you convince people to be more creative? Well, I think you need to take it through the angle of excitement. I think that's what you got to do. I think you got to be very. The way you treat things, you treat it with excitement. I think, to motivate people to change their minds about things, I think you need to go, look, I'm so excited about this idea. I think, isn't this such a cool, new, innovative idea? And really take it through an exciting lens, because if we go through the lens of going, I don't think that idea is good, it's not cool enough, I think people are going to be combative to that. But if you treat it as, but isn't this then a bit more innovative and new and exciting? Your idea is fantastic. Can we incorporate that into this idea? And I know it's hard, because if you're with a group of people who really don't want to be creative, and you may feel like you're the only one trying to be creative, it may seem very hard. It may seem like, there's no point. But you got to keep on fighting to be creative, because at the end of the day, the best products, the best, projects, I'm sure, comes from important innovations. And I think if you go and remind people, look, we're here to innovate. This is, BCII, industry innovation project. Isn't that the subject? Industry innovation project? I might have got that wrong. If that's the subject, go, hey, that's what we're meant to do. We're meant to innovate. We gotta be creative. And, that's maybe teetering a little bit on being bossy, but it's not. It's just reestablishing what this subject is all about. And you got to do that. I really think you got to do that. You got to go, hey, look, we got to be innovative. And this may seem a bit hard, but if you have an idea and you feel really strong about the idea and it's very creative, maybe you just need to, in your own time, do a little mock-up of that idea. That may seem like, so much effort you got to do. But I think the only way to convince some people on being creative is physically show them the creative idea, and physically show them, hey, this could be great. And I know you probably don't want to lead. I know you probably don't want to do this big thing and be in charge of all this stuff. I know you got other things to do, but if you're going to convince them, I guess there's a bit more effort you're going to put in to convince them, because if they're all against you, it's a hard situation. But that's what I would say, is you really got to maybe do a mock-up of your idea, and this way you kind of you're not lecturing them. You're just going, hey, isn't this cool? And the fact that you did that, they've got to go, oh yeah, that's cool. And the fact that you put in effort, they've got to go, oh, this person put in effort, we got to do what they do. Obviously, that's not a guarantee. It still needs to be an idea that works for everyone. But really, at the end of the day, the main takeaway I want to say here is treat it with excitement. Treat it with excitement. Go, hey, look, I want to innovate. Let's innovate. How about this idea? How about that? And I know maybe you've been doing that already. So I think if the next step is you've been doing that already, just take it up yourself and just go, you know what, I'm going to do this. I'm going to show them how good this can be. Because remind them that the subject, it's industry innovation project. That's what it is. And, they may be doing industry, but they're not doing innovation. So they got to do innovation. That's what I got to say. I hope that helped a little bit, or at least try to clarify some things in your mind. But that's the way I would go about it. Yeah, that's how I would go about it. I hope that was helpful in some certain way. Okay, well then we come to our final question for this episode. And remember, folks, if you've got questions, send them my way. We want to do more episodes of this, so if you've got any questions, send them my way. I really would love to answer your questions, and hopefully I can help you with my out-of-world point of view. Hopefully. All right, the final question. And this is a nice one. This is a good one. It comes from, once again, an anonymous source, but that's okay. They all come from anonymous sources. That is okay. And the question is, why is your alphabet the same as ours? Or does your home planet also speak English? Well, that's a good question. No, we don't speak English. Not at all. I just had to learn it. I was actually an exchange student who went to Glauben University. I was in Glauben University. I was an exchange student. I was doing universal. What was it? It's been a while. It was a galaxy studies. So you know how you got international studies? Mine's galaxy studies, where you can study planets. And I really loved Earth. I thought the people on Earth are very cool. I thought the arts and culture was wonderful. And I was like, you know what? I want to visit Earth. And part of it is you can visit Earth. So I basically connected, and I did an exchange at ANU. So that's in Canberra. And I basically did an exchange there because my home planet, looks very much like ANU, like Canberra. It looks very much like Canberra. It's it's barren, it's desolate, it's a desert. It also has a GYG, and essentially, yeah, that's how we connected. Is I basically went to ANU, and that was a good experience. That was a good experience. Wonderful people there, but it was nice being back at in an earthy place. I mean. And yeah, basically that's how it works. So I kind of improved my English there, and yeah, I had a lot of fun. Cresticon was awesome. Oh, Cresticon, that crap was it is a little bit wrong. There's some stuff about planets there that doesn't sit well with my ideologies of what I learned in my in my university. But it was a wonderful experience. And yeah, I miss Canberra. Canberra's cool. I heard a lot of you Sydney-siders don't like Canberra. That's okay. That's all right. I'm not going to judge. I'm not going to judge at all. But essentially, yeah, that's how I learned English. Is I studied English. I'm not perfect at it. You can probably see that sometimes I'm going to set up some of my words, some of my pronunciations, as you can probably see. But yeah, that's basically how I learned the English language. Well, yeah. Well, look, that's it. That's the three questions. And that's we're coming towards the end of the episode. But you know what we always do? We always do another segment towards the end, and we have a movie review. This is very exciting. A review of the new Minecraft movie. A new review of a Minecraft movie from Wadodo. Wadodo, can you please do a review of a Minecraft movie? Thank you, Wadodo. Yeah. Yeah, chicken jockey. Yeah. Okay. Yeah? Oh, okay. Well, there you go. So, I hope that's convinced you on the right path of how you should react to the Minecraft movie. Whether you should go or not go. Well, I think, it's been settled. Whether you should go or not go. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for that review. Well, look, that's the end of this episode. I hope you've enjoyed this episode. And yeah, I hope we can get some more episodes going. If people have questions, send them through. And I will do maybe a few more of these to help you with your days, to help you with your groups, help you with maybe the future, whatever it holds for you. And just a reminder, final reminder for at least this episode, is that we have Arnold the Alien's awesome advice dispenser in Building 15. Check it out. It's very cool. It's probably in the studio room right now. Check it out. It's very cool for quick on-the-go advice. It's well worth a go. Well, look, that's it from me. I hope you're going well. I hope the coming weeks go well, because we're nearly there. I think it's almost a month or something until, maybe not, no, over a month. A month and a half-ish to your final presentation. That's pretty big. So, best of luck with that. Well, I hope you're going well, and I'll catch you in the next episode if it comes. Thank you so much, and have a good one.
You're listening to only the best internet radio station in the world. No, the universe.